The night was cold, and the streets were silent except for the faint hum of passing cars. In a forgotten corner of the city, a small cat roamed the empty alleys. Her fur, once white, was now dirty and matted. She was thin, so thin you could see the outline of her fragile bones, and her eyes carried a sadness that spoke of struggle. She stopped near a trash bin, her tiny body trembling. She was hungry, desperate, and alone. As she rummaged through the bin for scraps, she paused at the sound of footsteps. Most people ignored her, but tonight was different. Emily, a volunteer at the local animal shelter, noticed her. Emily had seen many stray animals, but something about this little cat made her stop in her tracks. Kneeling down, she softly whispered, "Hey there, sweet girl." Her voice was calm, her hand outstretched, but the cat hesitated. For a moment, it was as if the world held its breath. Slowly, the cat inched forward, her tired legs barely carrying her. When Emily gently picked her up, the cat didn't resist. She was too weak to fight, her head resting against Emily's chest as if she finally felt safe. Emily named her Luna, after the bright moon that shone above them that night. At the shelter, Luna was given food, water, and a warm blanket. Though she flinched at every touch, Emily never gave up. Over the days, Luna began to heal. Her fur became soft and clean, her eyes sparkled with hope, and for the first time she purred. Luna had been rescued, but little did she know, her journey was far from over. It was a cold night, and the streets were quiet. A small cat wandered alone, her white fur dirty and tangled. She was so thin and weak that it seemed like she hadn't eaten in days. The cat stopped near a trash bin, hoping to find something to eat. Her body shivered from the cold, and her eyes looked tired and sad. Most people walked past her without noticing. But then, Emily, a kind woman who worked at an animal shelter, saw her. Emily couldn't ignore the little cat. She knelt down and softly said, "Hi, sweetie, are you hungry?" The cat didn't move at first. She was scared, but Emily stayed calm and reached out her hand. Slowly, the cat stepped closer. Emily gently picked her up, feeling how light and fragile the cat was. Emily decided to name her Luna, after the bright moon shining in the sky. She brought Luna to the shelter, where the little cat was given food, water, and a soft bed. At first, Luna was afraid of everyone and didn't trust anyone, but Emily was patient. Day by day, Luna started to get better. Her fur became clean, and her eyes grew brighter. She even began to purr when Emily came near. Luna was finally safe, but her story was just beginning. Not far from the shelter, there was a special center for veterans. The people who came here were strong men and women who had served their country, but many of them were carrying heavy burdens. They felt sad, worried, or trapped by memories they couldn't forget. Mr. Harris, the center's director, wanted to help them feel better. He had heard that animals could help people heal, so one day he went to the animal shelter to find a therapy animal. When Mr. Harris saw Luna, he noticed something special about her. She wasn't loud or playful like some of the other animals. She was quiet and calm. When he reached out to pet her, Luna didn't pull away. Instead, she leaned into his hand and purred softly. She's perfect, Mr. Harris thought. When Luna arrived at the center, the veterans were unsure about her. They didn't think a little cat could help with their problems, but Luna didn't give up. She walked around quietly, sitting near them and purring softly. Her calm and gentle nature made the room feel a little warmer. Slowly, the veterans began to notice her. Some of them even smiled when she curled up near their feet. Luna didn't need to do much, just being there was enough to help them feel less alone. At the center, there was a man named Jacob. He sat alone most of the time, keeping his head down and staying away from everyone. Jacob didn't talk much, and the sadness in his eyes was hard to miss. One afternoon, Luna walked over to him. She didn't hesitate. She climbed onto his lap and curled up. Jacob froze, unsure of what to do. He looked at the little cat, confused at first. But Luna stayed there, purring softly. Her warmth and calmness slowly started to relax him. Jacob gently placed his hand on Luna's back and said, "Well, I guess you've decided to stay, huh?" For the first time in months, he smiled. From that day on, Luna would find Jacob every day. She would sit with him quietly, and he began talking to her. At first, it was just a few words. But soon, Jacob started sharing more, as if Luna could understand every word. The other veterans, saw the change in Jacob. They noticed how Luna stayed by his side, making him feel less lonely. Some of them decided to spend time with her too. Luna's soft purring and calm presence helped them open up little by little. Luna wasn't just a cat anymore. She was becoming a friend to everyone at the center. Luna wasn't just helping one person anymore, she was helping the entire group. The veterans started including her in their therapy sessions. She would walk around the room, stopping near someone who seemed upset. Her presence made the space feel more peaceful. One day, during a group session, a veteran named Sarah was sharing her struggles. Her voice shook as she talked about the things that kept her awake at night. Luna walked over and gently placed her paw on Sarah's hand. Sarah stopped, looked down at Luna, and smiled through her tears. It was a moment of comfort that words couldn't provide. Luna became a source of hope. When someone was having a hard day, she seemed to sense it. She would sit by their side or curl up in their lap, her gentle purring bringing a sense of calm. The veterans started looking forward to seeing her every day. Over time, the center changed. People who used to sit quietly on their own started talking and laughing together. They shared stories and supported each other, and Luna was always in the middle of it all. She didn't have to say anything or do anything special, just being there made a difference. Luna showed the veterans that healing didn't have to be lonely. Luna's story started to spread outside the center. A local news team heard about her and came to film a story about how this little cat was helping veterans. The story showed Luna sitting with the veterans, her calm presence bringing comfort to people who had been struggling for years. When the story aired, people from the community were deeply touched. Donations began to pour in for the Veterans Center, helping them provide even more support. Some people even brought supplies for the shelter where Luna had been rescued, saying they wanted to help other animals like her. Luna became more than just a therapy cat. She became a symbol of hope. Her journey from a lonely stray to a beloved friend inspired everyone who heard about her. One evening, Jacob sat outside with Luna on his lap. He scratched behind her ears and said, "You saved me, you know. I don't think I'd be here without you." Luna purred softly, as if she understood. The bond between Luna and the veterans grew stronger every day. She wasn't just a cat who had been rescued, she was the one rescuing them now. Luna's journey didn't stop there. She continued to bring joy and comfort to the veterans at the center. Every day, she reminded them that even the hardest struggles could be faced with love and support. Her story inspired people far beyond the center. Volunteers started coming to the shelter where she was rescued, wanting to help more animals in need. Luna showed that even the smallest creature could make a big difference in someone's life. The veterans often said Luna gave them something they hadn't felt in a long time: hope. Her quiet presence reminded them that healing was possible, and that no one had to go through life's struggles alone. Luna will always be remembered, not just as a therapy cat, but as a true friend. Her story proves that kindness can change lives, whether it's a helping hand to an abandoned animal or the love of a small cat helping people heal. If Luna's story touched your heart, consider supporting your local animal shelters or volunteering at a veterans center. Small acts of kindness can create big changes. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Let us know in the comments if an animal has ever made a difference in your life. Together, we can make the world a little brighter.